So today we're going to be taking a look at how springs bounce in high speed with my new high-speed camera. Today we have this small yellow spring that's just a generic one I picked up at a hardware store a long time ago. Then we have these. I dug these up out of the creek. There was a train wreck near my hometown about 80 years ago, and these are from about the 1920s. And actually, the train wreck's still there. I'll have to show you guys a video of that sometime. Here's a picture of it. I took that picture like 4 years ago. And then we have this spring from a 1988.5 Ford Escort. Let's bounce them at different frame rates and see how they look. I'm going to be throwing them from on top of my shed, about 10 feet or so, into this area, and they'll bounce that way. This should definitely be high enough to get an energetic result. I am terrible at throwing things. That's why I've built a launching system. gotta say, these springs are pretty energetic, especially in high speed. It's amazing what high speed will reveal about the simplest things. I've wanted to record these in high speed for years. And don't forget, these things are 20 pounds. That's a lot. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bounce some of these just from my height onto the ground, and then we'll try this yellow spring. I have to say, I'm very happy with those results. Also, whenever I throw the big spring onto the gravelly ground, I mean, whenever you do it in real life, you can see that the ground does pop up a little bit, but you don't notice the delay between the shockwave going out and moving the camera, because you see it popping the dirt up, and then you see the camera shaking slightly. I might want to go into that a little bit further and maybe try to make that bigger by dropping a bigger weight, like a huge rock or something, onto the ground, maybe onto sand or something, that you can see the shockwave. But I think that's just so interesting that you can see the shockwave going in and then going out. Then also, about the camera itself, the Casio EX-ZR1000, I'm going to be doing a fuller review of it later. But right now, I'm very mystified by something that hasn't gone wrong with it. Okay, so a lot of people that have these cameras have to get a Class 10 SD card, meaning a Class 10 is the class is the speed, because whenever you're recording high-speed video, you have to record a lot of information really fast on your SD card, and some SD cards are just too slow. So what happens is you get motion, then it'll freeze, and then you get motion and it'll freeze on the recording. Well, with this camera though, I've just been using the crappy old SD card, which is like probably a Class 1 that came with my Zoom H1. It's just a 2 GB one, because my Class 10 hasn't come in yet. But this is working fine. So maybe they just compress the video so much that it can handle cards that are slower than Class 10. I don't know. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching. See ya.